XRP holders, the Iran-US peace agreement is holding on a thread and ready to fall apart. A new attack has the crypto market selling off. Plus, why do I think that right now XRP price doesn't really matter unless bum bum bum. Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, moneymakers. I know that didn't really make sense, but okay, we'll go with the flow. The bum bum bum, and then the disclaimer. But currently, XRP is sitting at $1.28. It actually fell while I was sleeping down. It's more than 1.5%. It's 1.5% since GMT time, but you can see since last night, XRP is down about 3.4%, and to the low there, 4.72%. But it's not just XRP, it's also the rest of the crypto market. Bitcoin dropped down to the resistance level here. You can see dropping right to the Fibonacci level, which was very, very interesting, and stopping there. And so we will potentially see what happens. Actually, that's I don't think, no, that's not a Fibonacci level. That's my support level. And it will be very interesting to see what happens here. It wasn't just the the crypto market, by the way. The Asian markets sold off significantly. Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, they all dropped about. Taiwan and South Korea 3%. Japanese stock market 1.5%. So it's not the end of the world, but this came after the U.S. military conducted new strikes against Iran after Iran launched drone at ships in the Strait of Hormuz, per the Wall Street Journal. Details includes U.S. forces shot down Iranian drones and hit a drone control station at a major port city in the southern Iran located of the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. officials says that the site posed a threat to U.S. forces and commercial traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. F-18 jets were used to strike the ground control unit at the port city. The strikes come amid crucial U.S.-Iran negotiations, and the IRGC released a statement saying that it has retaliated to the U.S. strike on Iranian military positions in the Strait of Hormuz by attacking the U.S. air base in Kuwait. In their statements, the IRG says aggression will not go unanswered, and of course, oil prices also popped there. They have come down a little bit. They popped on that news. Remember, we were all the way down at 87. It popped all the way to 92. So that is about, I think, 5%. Yeah. So you can see crypto dropped 5%, oil popped 5%. And seems to be what's happening right now, that when things kick off, the only thing that was trading, there is overnight market for the stock market, but crypto trades 24/7. And while the Asian markets, and remember, Asian markets, people in Asia, they have crypto too, and they trade crypto too. So when they see that headline and the Asian markets are dropping, many of them are selling their crypto or selling their positions. Maybe they're a little bit leveraged. Maybe they're in both markets. So, and the algos, right? There's Asian algos. do they speak? No, I don't. I'm Asian also, by the way. I'm just Western Asian, not Eastern Asian. The Eastern Asian markets sold off there. And so that is selling off crypto, but we have seen a little bit of a recovery over the past hour or so. So it will be very interesting to see what happens here today. Do the markets recover? You can see actually Bitcoin just jumped a little bit over, like where it was. Maybe we can see a recovery back to the 73,700 range. Ethereum dropped under 2,000 once again. So this will be a very interesting to see how this next 24 hours plays out. Because remember when we were talking about XRP, and by the way, XRP also bounced off of my support level. So you can see sometimes support levels are very, very strong. They give us kind of a base. When there's sell-offs, when there's liquidations, that base kind of is a stopgap, because it's support levels from the past and areas where there have been many trades in that area. And so that's where algos go. They know that these are support levels. But again, the fact that a support level gets broken doesn't mean that it's going to continue to the next support level, or the fact that it gets to a support level doesn't mean that and stays there doesn't mean that it's going to bounce back up to the resistance level. Okay, it can bounce up and then try again, and then bounce up and try again, and then eventually break out. So or to the upside. So again, technical analysis is a tool that helps us But it doesn't mean that it's be all, do all. It doesn't mean that only technical analysis is what I look at. Many times news like this, flips the market. And so that's very, very important that we know also what's happening and we watch Avi's videos so we know what's going on. But we also know all the technical stuff. And as always, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Now, if we look at what President Trump just said, before that, I forgot to just remind you that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me any money. Those are scammers, those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. So back to President Trump, he actually made a big statement on the crypto market and blaming Gary Gensler. We'll get to XRP's price in a second. I know I said that I don't really care about the price of XRP right now, unless in the beginning, and I'll tell you what I mean in just a second. Gary Gensler and the anti-crypto army nearly destroyed the American crypto industry by driving Bitcoin, crypto perpetuals, and innovation offshore. But Trump saved it. America is now the crypto capital of the world, and builders and entrepreneurs are coming back to the United States where they belong. Under his leadership, they will codify a future-proof digital asset market structure that cannot be undone by crypto haters. A new frontier of finance will be built in America, and Trump will never let crypto down. President Donald J. Trump. This is a current situation, and we'll get to that in just a second, where Trump is very, very pro-crypto and he wants crypto to succeed, but Trump can't do it himself. He can't pass the bill himself. And right now, when we look at the crypto prices, it's kind of wild, right? Of course, XRP was at 50 cents, even lower, 40 cents before Trump got elected. So to look at the price right now, and it's at $1.28 when I'm making this video, it's still up over 100% since Trump got elected. Of course, it's down from the high, over 50%. If we go to before he was elected, it's up. A lot of the price action, a lot of the run-up was the potential of Gary Gensler leaving and all the things, the Genius Act and the Clarity Act and the SEC case being dropped and all that. And that happened. And then there was maybe you could call it a buy the rumor, sell the news. The dust settled a little bit. And right now, the crypto market and XRP, which is part of the crypto market, has been selling off since October 10th, right? October 10th was maybe a trigger that, made things go into motion, and we've seen a sell-off. If I look right now and I think, am I less positive about XRP or more positive about XRP right now than I was a year ago? I am actually more positive about XRP because there has been more things that have been done in the crypto market than it was a year ago. The price action was much better a year ago. So more people were interested, there was more buying, there was more action, there was more excitement a year ago. But if I'm looking at the status now of XRP, what Ripple has been building, what Ripple has been able to do, how many partnerships, how the things that they have done that are surrounding XRP, and we'll get to the upgrade in just a second, I'm more confident. Now, the price action, if you've been watching my videos for a while, I will tell you that for me personally, I don't care if XRP is at $1.28 or $1.50 or $2 or $3 or $10 or $15 or $100, right? Well, maybe $100 I would care because then I don't know, I'd be sitting nicely there with a big nest egg. No, but really, because if I have an asset that I am long-term holding, it doesn't really matter too much if I'm not planning to sell it in the near future, okay? So the price action for me doesn't matter unless, right? So I said there's an unless, I am day trading or swing trading. If I open a leverage position, if I am day trading, even on spots, right? Then of course the price matters to me. And of course, if I'm short, I want it to go down. If I'm long, I want it to go up. But when I'm looking at long term, it doesn't matter. And people obsess with it too much. I'm telling you, I've had this experience of looking at the numbers and saying, ooh, I'm up on my portfolio X% today. Wow, what could I potentially do with that, right? Early on. And that was not good because what happened on the flip side, when it was down, I was like, oh my God, I'm down. I don't know. Let's just throw out a number to make it more relatable. $10,000 today. Wow, that is, a significant amount of money. What I could have done that and this. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Why didn't I do this? Then you start falling into a depression and what's happening and so I decided I'm not going to be looking at the numbers. I'm not going to be calculating what I could do, what I could not do. I know the percentages. I know if it was a good day or a bad day, but I'm not looking at my total portfolio every single day. I'm not, and this is something that I'm trying to get my. I don't know if he's listening today. Sometimes he listens, sometimes he doesn't. My dad to not do is the fact that, for example, the shekel dollar, right, is weak, meaning that the shekel is very strong now, the dollar is very weak. So if you have assets in dollars, which most of the crypto market, right, it transfers into dollars, you are at a disadvantage right now because if you live in shekels, like I do, then the dollar to shekel has fallen significantly. It used to be around 3.5, 4, and now it's at 2.8, right? 2.8 shekels for $1. So if you start calculating also the loss from the shekel to dollar every single day, so he will tell me, oh, I was up today on my portfolio, but because I then converted it from dollars to shekels, I'm actually down. I said, Dad, what are you doing? Stop with that. You're driving yourself crazy. So again, there's all kinds of things that you can do and not do to minimize the effect on your brain and how it's pulling you back and trying to get you to you have all these thoughts that you don't need, right? You want to minimize the quote unquote pain, okay, of this crypto market, of the stock market, wherever you're how you are investing. And so that's why, again, we talk about the price every single day. We talk about the price action because I know that many of you day trade, many of you swing trade, and many of you are interested in the price day to day. But a long term, I don't really care that much if it's at 129 or if it's up at 235 or 237. Maybe if, for example, actually I do have a buy zone, then it would matter. Like if you have a buy zone at 1 and we drop to 1, then of course that would matter because that would be an opportunity. But if you're just sitting on your hands and doing nothing, so all this obsession about the price is a little bit it's unhealthy in my opinion. Okay. Now let's go to what's happening actually on XRP and the XRP Ledger. XRP Ledger releases a new update today, bringing improvements across NFT vaults, permission domains, and lending features. XRP showed little positive reaction when it came to price, daily trading volume, however, surged nearly 50%. Permission domains is the big thing, and also the lending features. And this, again, could bring a significant amount of traffic onto XRPL, and then potentially the long run, it could benefit XRP. So it will be very interesting to see how things are going to play out over the next 24 hours. What happens with Trump and Iran? What happens with the crypto markets? Do we see a recovery here? Do we see the crypto markets continue to sell off? It's going to be very, very interesting next 24 hours. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.